Good morning. Good morning to you. To you. Good morning, uh, folks. I'm going to be reading the book of Obadiah. And well, let's begin. Uh, this reading is about the coming judgment of Edom. The vision of Obadiah. Thus says the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a report from the Lord, and a messenger has been sent among the nations, saying, Arise, and let us rise up against her for battle. Behold, I will make you small among the nations. You shall be greatly despised. Oh man, the pride of your heart has deceived you. You who dwell in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. You who say in your heart, Who will bring me down to the ground? Though you ascend as high as eagles, and though you set your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down, says the Lord. If these had come to you, if robbers by night, oh, how you will be cut off. Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If great gatherers had come to you, the great gatherers had come to you, would they not have left some gleanings? Or how Esau shall be searched out? How his hidden treasures shall be sought after? All the men in your confederacy shall force you to the border. The men at peace with you shall deceive you and prevail against you. Those who eat your bread shall lay a trap for you. No one is aware of it. Will I not in that day, say the Lord, even destroy the wise men from Edom and understanding from the mountains of Esau? Then your mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone from the mountains of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners entered his gates and cast lots for Jerusalem, even you were as one of them. But you should not have gazed on the day your brother in the day of his captivity, nor should you have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor should you have spoken proudly in the day of distress. You should not have entered the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Indeed, you should not have gazed on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. You know, as we read, what I'm getting a little bit is when you see somebody going through something, you see them having their situations and stuff. Basically, don't put your 2 cents in because you don't know what they're going through, and you don't know when it could be your turn to go through something. You know. Indeed, you should have not gazed on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. You should not have stood at the crossroads to cut off those among them who escape, nor should you have delivered up those among them who remained in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord upon all nations is near. As you have done, it shall be done to you. Your reprisal shall return upon your own head. For as you drink on my holy mountain, all you shall all the nations drink continually. Yes, they shall drink and swallow, and they shall be as though they had never been. But on Mount Zion there shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. The house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. The house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. But the house of Esau shall be stubble. They shall kindle them and devour them, and no survivor shall remain of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken. The south shall possess the mountains of Esau, and the lowland shall possess Philistia. They shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria. Benjamin shall possess Gilead, and the captives of the host of the children of Israel shall possess the land of the Canaanites. As far as Zarephath, the captives of Jerusalem who are in Saharad shall possess the cities of the south. Then saviors shall come to Mount Zion to judge the mountains of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Now that's the book of Obadiah. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how it starts off reminding, oh, you shouldn't have laughed at old daughter Jerusalem when she was being dealt with. Oh, you shouldn't have laughed when they was being dealt with. You know why? Because everyone has a day to speak with the Lord. Let me see. Hey there, Mike Myers. There is one who is coming to speak into the world. This someone the leaders don't want speaking. Who may that be? Is you talking about the coming of the Lord? Yeah. It's actually a few people they probably don't want speaking anything that is almost near and dear close to the truth. They don't want nobody to speak in these days. Peter the Roman. Well, don't say his name. They might intervene. Where is Peter coming from? Rome? The last pope is coming. Yeah, but the thing of it is the last pope really gonna be a pope? That would be the question. Not our question is the so-called last pope really gonna be the or do you mean that this Pope Leo now serving will be the last real pope? Because when agendas kick in, everything can change. And if the current cardinals who serving are not part of the new agenda, whatever they got to come up, then I'm sure it won't be one of them. I'm sure it'll be someone coming from the other side. Well, I'm not sure, but the way they do stuff these days, no, Pope Leo will be the one who crowns him. I don't know, because Pope Leo still seems like he got a lot of time left in him. But who knows? Only time will tell what's really going down. Like, who you think that Trump gonna succeed in getting a third term? Because if they ever change the way that they handle that, that's a door opener for a lot of government systems to be changed. If he gets a third term, that opens the door for a lot of systems to start a new way. It will be able to start a new wave on how all election terms work. Oh, I should have. No, next reading. I'm not gonna read it tonight, but I just might read it tonight because it's really not a long. It's not a long book, and it's almost one of my favorites. You know, so I just may read the book of Jonah. Christianity will be the only religion. Well, honestly, and how you feel about that? How would you feel if Christianity was the only religion? Because I want to know that answer before I respond to that, though. You love the fact. So I just want to say this though. Now let's just have let me just throw this out here. If Christianity was the only religion that should so-called survive, how come the people that are living out in these rural countries, undeveloped countries that have uh, basically just been under the watch of God all this time, the little islands, I can't think of none of the names, but where people still running around with grass skirts, never heard of Christianity to this day, but yet their lands are preserved. Their food is provided every day. They pray to God in their ways. Do you not? But they don't call it Christianity. So what do you call that? What's that? What are them? They not Christians because everything that was taken was from the Bible. What do you mean by that? Everything that was taken. First? Let's start with what was taken, so that I know what we're talking about, and to go from there. Because everything that was taken was from the Bible. Because again, those people in those rural countries ain't never heard of the Bible. Matter of fact, they don't get a hold to the Bible until we modern people get over there. Islam is taking from the Bible too. Correct. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All religions somewhat stem from the Bible, but the religions existed before the Bible. Truthfully, the story had to be written, correct? And a lot of those, darn it, how can I say this? Slow mistake. A lot Let's go back to the Tower of Babylon. Let's go there. Okay, let's go to why we have different regions and stuff anyhow. Let's get back there. Okay, God witnessed that they was building a tower, trying to get to heaven. All the humanity had got together speaking this one language, and as they working together, they decided they're gonna build a tower to reach the heavens of it all. And God didn't like that idea. So what did he do? He started spreading us out to different countries, different nations with different languages and different religions and belief. But yet he was able to understand all those languages. He was able to understand all those different beliefs. See, so just because we can't understand something, I don't believe that we should discredit the next person religion or belief, because after all, I believe belief is unlimited. Belief is unlimited, you know. Say the Bible to marry a 7 year, like Islam is taken from the Bible. It doesn't say in the Bible to marry a 7-year-old child like Islam does. And all of that, well, may be true, but let's be real now. The Bible was written back in ancient times. It says a lot of stuff in the Bible that no way we can live in modern days. However, it's not going by word for word in the way that the instructions is. It's more so like a manual, an instruction manual. And even though from deep in those times, that's why it's important to read between the lines. At least that's how I feel about it. You got to read between the lines so you can get a better feel of the understanding of exactly what's being said, you know, because yeah, nobody agrees with well, nobody will openly definitely agree with the fact they over there marrying 7-year-old children with grown men. That's no, that is that is sick. That is so many things on so many levels. But let's not mix sickness with religion. You don't lay down your life because Nathaniel says the Bible said to lay it down. God said to fight. Yes, God does. God is he's a mighty one. And he does encourage you to, but where does he say fight different religions? Now you don't have to point me out. Not idols. I'm not talking about idols. You don't have to point out to me where he says to fight different religions. No, Brent, show me your proof and let's debate that. Where does he say to X out the Muslims? Where does he say to make everything Christianity? Where does he say that? Because if you ask me, uh Pope Leo them is more Catholic and more Catholic. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't the don't I could be wrong, because like I say, I don't have a doctrine. I'm not a teacher, and I'm surely not a preacher. But aren't the Catholics? Don't they hail Mary? Don't they praise Mary? Remember, I said way back history was stolen. And it was stolen too. So how do you know the truth? I don't think nobody really knows the truth. However, based on common sense and just having a feel for what's right and wrong, give people a better understanding. Just common sense alone. Because who really knows the truth? I understand who she was, but you got one side praiser. One side praiser now. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm not praising to Mary. And I'm not knocking anyone who do praise a Hail Mary. Okay. What's that's got to do with anything? Most men have companions. Correct. Because Jesus at one time was a regular man. And people just don't understand it. No, he even died. He died. Mhm. He died. But in today's wash water times, people wouldn't want to think that he could have experienced love or that he could have experienced intimacy with the woman. A lot of people don't believe he experienced intimacy with a woman. A lot of people wouldn't believe that he needed a companion of a woman, but it's all written. Jesus at one time was a human. He was very human. He faced temptation as we did. He faced it, and I don't and people don't even realize he really was here to show us. Yes, it's gonna be tough. Yes, it's gonna be challenging. Yes, it's gonna be so many things. The bloodline has been the bloodline will always be hunted. Anything that's connected to uh uh any type of thing like that is gonna be hunted down by those Knight Templars, and it's gonna be investigated. That's just with anything relating to science, relating to religion, relating to politics. In these days of times, any accusation about politics, religion, or any kind of artifact like that is going to be investigated. Going to be investigated. And probably tainted and manipulated, just as every other religion has been tainted and manipulated once the Christianity gets involved. The way I see it, because they are very dominating, and as a group that claims to, because I'm not against the church, believe me, I would rather be able to put my trust into a person of knowledge now and go to the church and wish that I could believe and trust in the things that they are issuing out and saying to me. But I can't right now, with all the corruption and everything. You turn on the TVs and see, every time you turn around, you got the Catholic church over there having problems with abusing little boys, and then you have the churches right here in America have the problems with abusing little girls, and everybody has a greed problem. So I just can't put my meet the bloodline, Tim from the Knights Templar, meet the one who is chosen. Tim ain't the chosen one. Fault and Tim got his behind here to tell him what? Well, how you know all this stuff? So where the one at then? because they ain't gonna stop looking for him. So where he at? But I need to put you on the speakerphone. Let you. Scott Walters is another Knight Templar. That's a con. How you know these Knight Templars? Because now I don't know. Don't hold me to it. But ain't they supposed to be top secret? Like they ain't just showing up with signs saying who they are, where they come from, unless they come to take you as an artifact. Well, that I wouldn't know. Don't know anything about it, but that's interesting. Maybe I should look into it to see. It's very interesting that it's even a bloodline uh out there that's claiming to be descendants. Because if you want to look at it the biblical way, we all are the Lord's descendants. Blood of his blood, flesh of his flesh, for we all made of this part of the same earth that we step on every day. We part of that that dirt, that grime, that gravel. That's what we made up of. A lot of people don't want to believe that they made up off of the very stuff that they made up out of the very stuff we walk on every day. Simply mud, dirt, gravel. From which we come from, for which we shall return. No, it shouldn't even be that much of emphasis put on who's this, who's that. No disrespect to you, Mr. Myers. I'm just speaking from what I'm feeling right now. And the way that I feel right now is that it's just way too much of stuff going into this the past investigations that today's world just slipping right out of our hand. Like I feel like people need to let go some of those investigations and let's just stick to what's morally right. Let's just stick to what's what's morally right. It does make sense. Just stick to what's right. Just stick to good. It's as simple as God told Cain. Just stick to good. If you stick to good, you'll be all right. No, because it's too much. It's too much to figure out. At least for little of me, it's too much to be trying to figure out what came from this, who invented that. If he wanted us to exactly know more than what we see, it'll be an easy blueprint put there. I just feel like it'll be a blueprint, but I feel like we all, how do you say that? We all are right where we need to be at, including with information. Like we all are placed where we're supposed to be at to know exactly what we need to know. Because too much information can send your mind in a world's a world spin. So you need the root information, the root of the information, the most important part of that information, the blueprint is in a person whose mother is famous. Who is that? See, you making me curious. I'm gonna ask you 1,000. Who is the person that's in the blueprint is in the person. Talking about them the let me ask you this then. Is that person in America or are they over in the UK? In America. Mother famous. Famous how? Politics or actors or actress? Actress or politics? Well, they actors and actresses too. I don't even that sounded crazy because the politicians are actors and actresses. That's actually what they call them. Now, how did I know that would be involved? Because that's all America really is. America is the UK. No, just power shifts. The original country is UK. Their mother is famous. Who are you talking about? The Diana boy? Talking about them princes? Someone was kidnapped as a child. Wait a minute. What do you mean? That's dear to me. Someone who was kidnapped as a child. Does the world know they was kidnapped? Is this person, you say they mother famous, but is the person famous or just the mother famous? Kidnapped as a child. A lot of people been kidnapped as a child. I don't know. I was even kidnapped as a child. As weird as that sound. I know that don't have nothing to do with this, but yeah. I was kidnapped and by my mother's boyfriend or something. They found me laying in an orange grove. Father famous as well. Mother and father famous. Is the mother alive or deceased? Is the parent still alive? Father famous. Mother famous. They live in America, but the mother is from the UK. Mother died in Paris tunnel. You are talking about the royals, huh? Is the father a king now? I get it. Yeah. It's crazy. They had it back to who you talking about? The young one or the older brother? Could it be the young, cuz I don't know. The younger brother, he seems a little lost. He been led by that money hungry woman everywhere. I don't care. I think uh she looking for money and she just got him all over the place. Like she got him looking for book deals, big stories. She got him looking for everything except for she had three boys. Prince Harry, Prince William. I only know of the two. So where's the third boy? Or what's his name? It's only just two. It's Harry and it's William, right? Uh-oh. You went cold on me. You did, but you a fan of the Meghan Markle lady? Because I just feel like she just threw the firstborn is the one who there is the real king. The firstborn is Prince William, ain't it? The firstborn is the one whose father is a real king. They got the same fathers. I'm so lost talking to you, Mr. Myers. Now you know well who? Yes, they do. Who else the daddy? Cause it's William. Prince William is the oldest, and Charles both all the children daddy, ain't he? Nah, cause now what we not gonna do is throw any shade on Miss Diana. All her baby daddies is from uh her baby daddy is Prince Charles of all her children. Wait, did Camilla never had no children? And if she did, we would never know. Camilla had kids. By who? Was it by Diane? Well, you said this the mother is Diana. How? Oh, for protection. Because the only reason I would see they would keep it a secret is uh for protection. Like a lot of these countries who been battling with America for a long time, who raised they generals, they literally have these children from young ages and it prepared them for like they positions in life. So you have people out there raising little tiny babies to all the way up to an adult for them to have one position. That's amazing. No, there's one that was born before William and Henry. Not Henry, Harry. So you're trying to say the oldest one name is Henry? Because Henry is Harry. And I know it ain't Harry because Harry, he just lost. And William, he just cold. But again, I can see how it's connected over to the UK because that's all America is. America is built off of everybody that once had that controlled the world during those times. So during those times, if power shifted in a part of that world, as America was being built up, those how do you say it? Those oh my goodness, I'm just a bird during the night. How do you say it? Those cultures are automatically part of our cultures because America is a place not of real culture. It's made up of all different cultures put into one. And a lot of the culture comes from Italy, Rome, Spain, different different places, and even at one point in time, Greece. King Charles family ain't royal. Oh, because when you go all the way back in time, Elizabeth, I might be wrong, but she was first married to a king, but they all the same bloodline. They bloodline like, cause ain't she kin to the to Louis? Wait a minute. And he inbreded his family so bad that they had to somewhat stop the inbreeding. But so then that's when the outbred Elizabeth came. I don't know. I think I'm saying it wrong, but it's something like that. Bird brain today. But it's something like that. It's something because as you talk, it's like it's getting kind of okay. I get where you're coming from with this. So it's going way, way back to almost like biblical times when kings and royals and stuff came in. So you trying to say that the royal throne was basically stolen. And how was it stolen? By manipulation from who? Man or female? Stolen by who? And Elizabeth, who refused to at one time, one of the Elizabeths, didn't they refuse to marry or anything to make sure that it stayed with them? I said a lot of history. A lot of history. Okay. So you trying to say the part that I'm saying is fool? Cause I don't think so. That Elizabeth is a in most respect too. The royals, the no disrespect to them at all, as this is just opinions and stuff. I don't have a solid facts or nothing. I'm just talking. I don't want nobody get to feel disrespected out there or anything, thinking we disrespecting the royals or nothing like that, because it's not that. It's pure discussion. But however, I have heard a lot of dark stuff about the Queen bloodline going all the way back with Louis. Was it King Louis? From where the inbred was so bad that basically as he branched off with the when I'm not gonna even talk about it because now I'm just guessing, and it makes me do something when I'm guessing and I don't have nothing sitting here to look up hardcore facts about it. It makes me feel foolish. Charles knows who someone is, and he also knows someone is coming. We all know someone coming. We all know someone is coming. And that's the thing though. That goes back to multiple different religions. Everybody at some point knows that someone is to return, but exactly who is to return is where everybody have the difference. And you got some people saying the Antichrist coming first. You got some people saying the Lord coming. You got Jesus coming. You got some people who say God himself is coming. You got some people who think God and Jesus the same person is coming. You got some of the Muslims thinking that a woman is coming. The one who is coming will have all of Europe. Will it even be a Europe for them to have? Because I could be wrong, but it seems like Europe is taking its fall right now. Right now, Europe is in a downfall of a very out of control spiral going on over there between fires and a bunch of other stuff going on over there. The one part is flooding completely, and the other part is burning. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but from what the news be saying, it look like they flooding on one side and burning on the other. Because again, America is Europe. Us, what's the white people is? Europeans, correct? No shade, no disrespect, but white people are Europeans. What's a European? Where do Europeans originate from? A European. Where do they come from? Europe, duh, right? America was the new Israel, right? And let's go back to the book of Obadiah as we say that. America is the new Israel. Let's go back to the book of Obadiah. Because like when you say that, it makes me think of that. And it makes me think of like how everybody's standing around with that. That's why all the writing is here in America. For what? Protection? What's why? Bear with me. I'm telling you, sometimes I should have been a blonde. That's why the writing here in America. Come on, tell me, what writing? The Jewish writing in America on rocks and more. Talking about all that Freemason stuff. It's so much to connecting into that. I don't even like to talk about Masons because for one, it's so many multiple, not Freemason. Satanists? It's not the Masons, not the Masons who? Most of them may don't even know who they are. If they even truly exist. I don't think most of them would know who is who, because if they knew who was who, a lot of other people would know who was who. They wouldn't be sad to say. Do you think the family, the bloodline of Jesus is safe? Jesus himself wasn't even safe on the earth. And just that thought alone is what's been stopping me from going at my brain lately, is knowing that Jesus himself was not accepted on this earth for him being who he is. Just that thought alone, it get me through so much stuff, because I'd be like, stuff be tough, you know? Just the basics of stuff sometimes. And it's like the entities, they can recognize that you different. People can recognize you different. I don't care how much you want to fit in, how much you attempt to blend in, how much you. And honestly, I never heard of the Red Rose. What is that? Some kind of organization? Can I look it up? Let me look it up, see what I can find on it real quick. Red Rose entity. Let's see what I can pull up on it. Is there a blood descendants who are called Red Rose? Search. Hold on, let's see what we pull up here. Uh-oh. Now this what I pulled up. It says in mainstream history, biblical scholarship, and theology, there is no recognized factual bloodline of Jesus' descendants. But hold on, there's more. However, in the realms of alternative history, esoteric mystery schools, and popular fiction, there is a very famous concept known as rose lineage or rose line. The Lord ties the symbol of the rose to a hidden bloodline of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The background myth incorporates several core elements: the lure of the rose lineage, the sacred marriage, alleges that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married and had children. The descendants of this union are collectively referred to by modern mystics as holders of the rose lineage. And that's by Meredith Rum. The symbol of the rose. In these French traditions, the rose symbolizes spiritual secrets, the divine feminine, and Mary Magdalene herself. A six-petaled rose is sometimes said to represent a hidden alternative gospel of love. And then you have the Merovingian myths. According to the legend popularized in the late 20th century, Jesus and Mary Magdalene's children traveled to Western Europe. Claims their descendants married into Frankish Merovingian dynasty or became tied to the legends of King Arthur. Or the connection to the Roslyn Chapel. Well, apparently it just goes on and on and on. There's so many different. It's not a myth. Which one is not a myth? Because it's saying it's different notions. So I'm assuming that you saying the Merovingian. Am I saying that right? Mero, Merovingian. Merovingian. And then it's a connection to Rosslyn Chapel. The myth of the Rose Line. The whole thing is true. Okay. Now it says the connection to Rosslyn Chapel. Don't get upset. I'm just gonna read what it say, and it starts off. The myth of the Rose Line gained massive global fame through Dan Brown 2000. Oh, that's a book though. And a Da Vinci Code. The book heavily featured Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. The physical, and said that it was built by Clan Sinclair to safeguard the physical Holy Grail. The whole thing is the truth. But it says there's zero evidence to support this. There are no surviving records, historical texts, or DNA lines from the first century that support the idea that Jesus had children or a spouse. The only historical bloodline related to Jesus consists of Desposini, Desposini, a Greek term meaning belonging to the master. There were documented first and second century relatives of Jesus' broader family, the descendants of his siblings or cousins, such as Jude and James, rather than direct offsprings. They were well known in the early church, but never referred to as Red Rose Group. St. Clair. Look up the meaning. Okay, I got you. St. Clair. St. Clair is Sinclair, noble family name universally tied to these Rose lineage as Jesus' bloodline myths. The family name serves as the central anchor for historical theories bridging French nobility, Scottish castles, and modern pop culture. The family originally takes its name from St. Clair, Surrepty, St. Clair Surrepty in Normandy, France. After the Norman conquest of 1066, members of St. Clair family migrated to Scotland, where they were granted the barony of Roslin and eventually became the Clan Sinclair. The link to the Rose Line. Such the Holy Blood and the Holy Grail as Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code. The St. Clair Sinclair family is alleged to be the physical gatekeeper of the bloodline of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Yeah, but if you really wanna, if see this why I say it's a fake story. They don't keep nothing. No, this what I think though. If you really go back to it all, like everybody is kindred to some point. Because let's look at it. God washed the world away, right? And then You had Noah and his 3 sons that began to repopulate the earth as you see it. But even though we began to birth those twins back to back, you had always a good one and a bad one, a good one and a bad one. We always had one God loved, and then we always had the side God just did not care for that much. So, and it kept growing like that. So at some point, I believe all humans share a kindred. Some point of the blood. The blood relates us all. Sounds weird, but at some point we all related. And it is the blood that ties us all together. It's the blood. It's the blood that makes up the body. It's the blood that makes up everything. It's the blood. The blood ties us all as one. You know, and Saint Clair is French. They may, yes, they may be French, but at the same time, they're not. I can't believe that it's just one group of people that's so headstrong on guarding the bloodline. Because for one, what reason are they guarding the bloodline? What are they protecting it from? What? Because the blood already been tainted. It was tainted all that time ago from when the first conception happened. It's been tainted. So you're not stopping it from being tainted or corrupted. It's already in. We already living and breathing it. The weaves are growing with the flowers, no matter where. The weaves are growing with the flowers. The weeds with the flowers. So it's, I don't know. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, but could be true. It's not saying I'm wrong, not saying you wrong. I ain't saying nobody wrong, kid. However, I just don't believe it because I feel like we all part of the blood. We all share the blood. That's how Father can hear it so much. That's why when a drop of it hits the ground, he communicates with it. He knows it's there. He knows when it's spilled. He knows when it's fresh and in the air. Diana has a rare blood type. So you saying that to say what? That she is kindred to the Most High? And I'm not saying this out of like being surprised, like to say, oh wow, because at some point we all is kin to Lord. You know, we all living, we all breathing. Oh yeah, that's what you're saying. Now that's a big theory to throw out though. That's big. But then again, I can also agree to it because, like I said, everybody is touched by the blood. We all touched by the blood. We all bleed the blood. Different types of it. You correct, because and when I say different types, I want to say like literally different types. The same way we live in life, different social types, and I do mean social. It's like that with the blood as well. It's the rich blood, and the tainted blood. Nevertheless, it's all still blood. At least that's just how I'm gonna view it. But then, and then I gotta go back to what you saying, because if you saying that they protected the name, but that blood will prove a lot of things. First of all, her blood's still around right now. We see two of her boys, and if it was part of her blood, they'll just extract it from one of them to test it. Correct? I don't even think they mating too tough. Are the boys having offsprings? I think Megan had children, different fathers. Who got different fathers? Surely not Harry and Williams. Nah. I done told you, don't you do Diana like that. Are you saying William and Harry got different daddies? But now see when you say that, it's I just had a thought. You see my face just lit up with a thought. That maybe now, and it's just a maybe, but it could be that from back in the ancient times when Elizabeth was doing all that hijacking and stuff, she realized they needed another person back from Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana. Oh, you funny now? You got the jokes. No, but now listen, because if it was hijacked, I can see the queen saying, "We need her to put that blood back inside." So they went and they did find Diana, because Diana is probably part of the original kingdom blood. Now that makes sense, because one thing about it, back in those times, they definitely kept up with who's out of whose bloodline, and they were uh real intentional about who was bred with who. Now it wasn't just running around and breeding folks. Folks wasn't just running around and uh emitting inside of folks and just just laying up and breeding the breed. They wasn't doing that back then. It was everything, a lot of stuff was done with intentions. Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Like now that could have been true, because stuff is done with intentions. And Diana could have been picked for Charles way back in when they was children. Like, cause well, politics don't include the regular people on a lot of stuff that they do, which leaves us to just guess. We always out here guessing or attempting to just figure it out on our own. That's why I say I can't do that no more. All I can do is just try to shoot for to live for what's good. Let all mysteries stay mysterious and just lean into what's good and what's common sense. What's simple. I choose to be more like a bird or a bee or an ant today. Like when I go out the door, I'm only gonna go out for a working purpose. I'm only gonna go out for work. for food or whatever I need, then I'm back in. And it's kind of sad that that's what I've come to feel safe today, but that's what I feel. I'm only going out the door to get a worm. After I grab my worm, I'm back in the nest. I'm only looking for information to a tune of just to do my part, as if that makes sense. I can't even care no more about the stuff we used to have going on. I really can't care that much about the future stuff we gonna have coming up and going along. I've just decided to be one day at a time, day for day now. You know, I if I'm granted with breath in life when I wake up in the morning, I want to start off by being thankful, going to get my daily worm, whatever that may be for the day, and then just remain peaceful and grateful. That's just where I'm at, because the world has become so complicated, so dishonest. It terrifies me almost to say. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's out there, what I can't see today, because the stuff that I can see is just so hectic for me. It's hard for me to deal with on an everyday basis. Yeah, but is it gonna be for the better? Because right now, with the way I see everything going, I don't see a common point coming. In order to see a common point coming, I got to see people doing stuff that makes sense. I got to see people doing stuff that wanna bring the the nonsense down. Like, because if you got people and everybody's just elevated and they all just stuck on what they want and not what's best for everyone, but you got a lot of headstrong people who just wants what they want, I don't see a calming coming out of that. I just see disaster coming out of that. Like everything is coming to a head, and that scares me, because like when you have, say you have two violent people and it's a fight and they just fighting, if no one calms down at the two, something real serious can happen there. No, it doesn't just be like the two just stop all of something. If we don't get someone to get a solid head and know that it's bigger than just having your way, I don't see how we're gonna be able and that's what scares me. Cause everything is already so out of control. The Garden of Eden is going. Yeah, yeah. That I do agree. Has returned, actually. When you just look around the world, it's here. It's here when you look around the world. Oh, looky here. Cool. I got three job offers in my email, guys. I'm so tired of construction. That's all I know. I'm so tired of it. I'm getting too old. I'm getting too old, guys. So for you ones that's out there in school and getting your education, keep doing that. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, but it's being trashed and burnt because evil people think they can manipulate everything. They think they can manipulate everything and change it around to their favors. That's been happening. They've been getting away with it for so long that they think they've actually mastered it. But I think they was just throwing all their fixings and trimmings in the pot for when they go in it. I think they would say the best for last, if that makes sense. You let people, because sometimes you have evil people that do stuff to good people. I'm just gonna use this as an example. Uh, Sometimes you have a good person and you have an evil person, but the good person seems like the evil person, right? Because they always crying, going through stuff, attempting and trying. It just seems like the good person is the person catching all the grief, right? And it seems, and that's just how I feel like in the world today. That's what's going on. You got the good people, the righteous people that's really giving in they all, that's really just attempting and trying to figure out something. They're being kept in darkness and confusion by evil, because evil is the puppet master here on this earth. They pulling shows out of each and every way, and it's keeping a, I can't even say, I don't know how to say it, but evil is definitely running this world today. And anybody that is real popular, that is really just navigating through the day's time without any any situations and any problems. I think we know why. Who carrying them? Because when people just try to do stuff for good, attempt to do anything. I even, let's look at my channel for example. I'm gonna use my channel for example. Now I really just want to read the Bible, just talk about imaginations, beliefs, just bring it all out there, right? But I won't even get one viewer to do that, right? But this world supposed to be full of good, great people, right? But now if I make it seem a little misleading, if I make it seem like, it changes completely. But yet the very same people will make it seem like, oh, this world is just full of all you just but who's the viewers? Is if that's making sense, you got you have to be like, oh, we just want good wholesome stuff. We just want good wholesome stuff. Oh, all that ratchet stuff in the world is just, oh, just cancel it. But guess what gets the views? Do you think the Bible reading is getting the views? No. That's why I said this world is so contradicting. So contradicting. So I find it funny. I find it real funny. I find it funny. And that's how you know that if you're gonna be real successful, people out here ain't doing it by the word. That's just that's just what I feel about it. People won't band together and stay committed to the stand. No, because everybody has their own agendas at hand. That's one thing, the world just becomes so selfish. Like let's again look at this platform stuff or whatever the hell they want to call it. I just wanna do it to see if I can get that partial, that income everybody's saying that you can get from just doing something you love, right? So okay, I love Bible reading. I love the stories more so. Not even the I just love the stories and how you can go inside and always find something good that connects with our everyday lives. I just like that. But today's world is just so misleading. So that's how I know if you successful, if you really, really successful out here, I bet you is a very manipulative person at some point. I bet you is a fitter in. Just get fitter in. I don't know how to explain it, but stuff ain't right. It's like I see gambling logos. You can almost see the Seminole Hard Rock name on most stuff. Then you used to can see the Red Cross. We used to look up and see the Red Cross logo more places than anywhere. Now who logo you seeing? Who's taking over slowly? It's like you can see the power shift, if that makes sense. We've seen the power shift. And I hope it's coming back again. I hope that the power shift is shifting and that it's shifting for the good this time. Because the last shift, it just put the manipulators at the top. They've had their day. They've had their time. I would say sinners, but we all sinners in my eye. I'm definitely a sinner. Sin every day. People need to get on their knees and pray like there's no tomorrow to go. Correct. And ask for forgiveness. I think people need to forgive more and ask for forgiveness. It's got to go both ways. You need to learn how to forgive and repent. And that's what's wrong with today's world. It's a lot of hurt people. A lot of hurt people who simply wants revenge. Not even revenge, relief. They simply want relief. Yeah. But today's world, people they don't care. They don't care. Hmm. The casinos is winning in the world today. That's who winning. That's who winning out here right now. What game? Casino? You love the casino? Oh, blackjack. Oh my goodness. Yeah, gambling not good, buddy. Take that from a person who suffers from that disease. You're looking at a person who has suffered from the disease of gambling for a long time. And let me tell you something. That's a battle. That's a whole spiritual battle of its own, demonic battle of its own. Uh, Boy, don't get me talking about gambling, because that's my biggest stronghold is that gambling. You know, I ain't even ashamed to talk about it. A few times now. Then you ain't no gambler. Because to a gambler, gambling is always major. The littlest gamble is major to a gambler. And that's why I found myself reading more, because that's why I try to tell people, if you ain't trying to get uh in your spare time, when you have time, just when you have time, period, if you're not trying to get closer to God, if you're not trying to get closer to the Lord, you open for the devil to creep in. Because I find myself just sitting still sometimes, and right after I thought I just finished praying, after I thought I just, soon as I stop and go engaging in anything that's not of the fruit of God, guess what's creeping in? Thoughts, thoughts of gambling, thoughts of just all kind of sinful thoughts creep in. So it's like, it's truth to speaking with, if to speak with God all day, or to just lean towards that kind of knowledge all day, it can really keep you away from, because see, I don't even mean to get this sensitive, but when I think about what gambling does to me sometimes, phew, brings a whole demon out. It's a whole demon. And the way our country is pushing it on people, I'm watching it ruin people's lives. That take me out of it. Because, just I'm watching it ruin America's lives. I'm watching it right here, right now in Florida. If you know who it starts with mothers of children, especially mothers who don't go out much, mothers who, one of the most places they think is the most innocent place to go to. They think the casino be the most innocent place to go to, especially if they don't hang out in big crowds and all of that stuff. The most innocent thing they think they doing is taking them 40, 50, maybe $100, going to the casino and sitting in a well lit, a well lighted place, uh a lot of security, so it don't matter if you go alone or whatever, and you think you're not doing nothing wrong, and you see that one of those little slot machines, and you put a little 20 in there, or you do this, or you do, and you think you being innocent, you think you're not bothering nobody, you think you're not hurting nobody. Child, please, that demon of greed kicks in, and you find yourself can't leave the building. You find yourself spending every single dime and stuff you got. You find yourself, Chad, don't get me started talking about that gambling. Me myself, I like the slots. I'm like a kid to the candy shop. But that's because I like video games. And that's why I know these video games is dangerous to our children too. Especially these new stuff they got. They got them running around in the buildings and stuff. They brains get caught up inside that stuff like they really doing it. It's like a child, don't get me started. Cause I'm so worried about too much of stuff in the world today, and I don't need to be worried about none of it. Cause whatever gonna happen, it's already written to happen anyway. It's just I seen too much of stuff up close. What did I say? Tried on slot machines, was there all day into the night. Yeah, I yield to lose 100 on a slot machine. Was there all right? See, trying to get you, trying to chase it back, and what did that do? You either lose more trying to get it back. Uh, uh, mm. I no. If I had to say I hate something, I hate the gamble. I hate that. I hate what the gambling is doing to a lot of people, especially mothers right now, because it's a lot of them. don't believe they're doing nothing wrong. They don't believe they're doing nothing wrong. You want it to lose it. What kind of mess is that? All right, Mr. What you trying to say? You lucky or you blessed? You want it to lose it all and good. That's it, because it barely comes out like that. Blessed and lucky. Okay, because the blessing is when you start losing in that place. That's the blessing. Winning in there is just that's just Satan trying to hook you. The winning part in there is just Satan hooking you. He just ain't won you over yet. Because I can tell you how it started off. That sounded like when I was a freshman in there, and it was like magical. I used to could just literally, it was magical. I used to could just walk down the aisle and set off jackpots. Bing, bing, bing. That's how you get hooked, baby. You used to could just walk in there with $20 and come out every day with over 2,000. That's how it gets you hooked. But once he know he got you hooked, woo woo, woo woo. You don't need to win then. Once you know he got you hooked, you don't even need to win. You won't sit there and just feed it in, feed it in, feed it in. Yeah, I definitely seen how that worked. You feel magical time after time. Feel very magical because it is something unnatural be going on with them first gamblers. And it don't stop till it knows it got you. For me, it's me and my whole family. I had to leave damn near partially a whole family behind because on my dad's side, everybody over there gambles. And that's what's messed up. I didn't even start gambling till I was well over 30 years old. Well over 30. I mean, in my teens, I probably would just uh clean them up in a card game here and there. And I do mean clean them up. But that was just like that. It wasn't until I was well over my 30s that I even had well over I had like 5 children before I even went to a casino. Okay? So that's why I say they building these casinos up everywhere. They putting them next to the seniors, the moms and everyone telling them they're harmless. They're not harmless. They are hurting families way more than what the eye can see. I can assure you that. Simply because it's worse than I ain't never did no crack. I ain't never smoked crack. But I can tell you gambling worse than smoking crack. Music took most of my time with band practice and shows. 20 years of it. Oh, okay. So you are an entertainer. Good. But don't get caught up in the gambling world. I whew, that's the if I could tell anybody anything, it would definitely be don't get caught up gambling. It's a disease of greed. The win ain't never gonna be enough. Your win ain't never gonna be enough. Your win ain't never gonna be enough. I done sat in there. Matter of fact, I done went there with $10,000 before and left out of there with what I had in there. I never forget that time. I went there with $13,000 and left out of there with $128 simply because my bank card, and I only left with that much at the time because my bank card wouldn't give out no more money. No. You know, that place changed some stuff in me. They put it in my neighborhood right across the street from me. They had put it in my neighborhood right across the street from me. I won't never forget that, how that changed my life. Is bingo okay? I don't know. I don't play bingo too tough. But I tell you what, them slots machine, anything with gambling, I would say no. It's not. You know, these electronic games, I would say no. It's not no game on my phone no more. I don't have games on my phone no more. No. When I see children being so I lit up for games and stuff to play, no. I know, because I know the addiction. I know the addiction. I know the addiction as a grown woman sitting here of what just regular racing car games can. I don't know. As to say, I don't think the games are safe. Especially gambling games. Gambling, I wouldn't advise anybody to gamble. I know most people try to be like they can handle it. They got sense. That's a whole spirit. And I see why God detested. I see why it's so. Nevertheless, I'm not gonna say I'm over it, because boy, I could get a bug, I could get a Jones in me today, and liable to relapse it all. And I seen God the same way that I went in there. I seen him uh get me up out of there. Last video games I played was Atari. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. I'm not a gamer. That's a good thing. Games, games. And I know we live in a society where they say everything we do is like a game. Everything is games and in competition in America, but gambling is one of the worst things they brought to our country. Now, how you feel about cowboys and Indians? Because what I'm about to say is about to get deep. Are you an American? I don't watch sports. But I'm saying cowboy or Indian. Which one would you be? Before I say what I'm about to say, because it's about to be deep. What I'm finna say. You an Indian? Oh, well then, you feel like you're capitalizing in life then, because at the end of the day, um, American Indians' biggest battle has been against America itself. And well, let me tell you something. You winning. the battle right now with the Americans, my friend. But only right now. Only right now, because the eviltons just haven't kicked in. It just haven't got back to you yet, because it's just letting you dig yourself a big old pit, and eventually you're gonna fall in. But right now, somewhere, my country just stupid. They so stupid they don't realize that they done sold America back to the Indians. They don't realize they done gave it back based on their greed. Based on America's greed, we've given it back to them. We've given America back to you. Based on our greed, based on our greed, we've allowed you to come into our country and to get right up in our homes. We allowed you to bring your tobacco. We allowed you to bring your gambling. We allowed you to bring all the stuff you won't even allow on your own reservations and give it to our people. Boy, you winning right now. But keyword, right now. No, because one thing about it, well, God detests gambling. And I know y'all will say that you're winning with all your little weird spirits and stuff, but you're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. Gonna deal with you. Gonna deal with you. But first, you must continue to deal with me. You're gonna continue to deal with me first. You're gonna continue to deal with people like me that even fell into that trap, you see. But once they all wake up, the jig will be up. And you can take your casinos and everything else back to where they come from. Take them back in the middle of the desert. Take them back to the middle of that desolated desert. Take them back out there. In fact, they're going to make you take them to the frozen desert. Okay? But you can't have our children. No. Because most of you won't engage in the mess that you're selling. They don't engage in the mess they're selling. They don't let their children gamble. They don't let their people from the reservations gamble. They don't do none of that. They don't drink. They don't do none of that. But what they sell in Americans? Tobacco, alcohol, all the major sins. They put a price tag on it. And they selling it to me every day, friend. And it was okay as long as I willfully gave myself to the mess. Long as I voluntarily gave myself to that mess and couldn't get up out of it, okay. But when I find myself in distress, some little matter of time that the Lord gonna come in there and kick over every single table. It will not stand long here. I grew up with Indians. What are that Indians in Upper Sandusky? And I'm not saying it to like the wild Indians or nothing like that. I'm not being disrespectful towards Indians. It's a specific group that I'm talking about, and it is connected to casinos. I'm talking strictly to them, or strictly about them. Just that one particular group. And not so even the group, because the group didn't do it. They leaders. Talk to their leaders. Because they getting out of hand now. They done got way out of hand. And it's time for my politicians, for our country, to do something about these casinos. Because they not going to stop. They're not going to stop popping up. Now they putting this stuff all online. Every time you turn on the TV, you see a gambling commercial. They need to treat gambling the way that we treated big tobacco. Remember when the cigarettes was getting too out of hand, and they was putting the making the camels look like cartoons and stuff all on. We need to do that with that gambling stuff, because right now they started with the seniors, and they started with the senior citizens and the board house moms or whatever, but now they done moved to the children. They done moved to the youth. They done Gambling is taking over this world, mostly like any hidden disease, like a cancer. Gambling has taken over America like a cancer. And they don't want to acknowledge it because it's legal. It's like alcohol. It's like, alcohol legalized, so people don't try to put all the damages that it really do into homes upon people, but it really do some bad things in homes. That alcohol really should be illegal. Alcohol should be illegal as any drug, right? So should gambling. So should gambling, especially the gambling that's going on now. Because if you're not a gambler, you can't know what I'm talking about. If you ain't never gambled, you can't know what I'm talking about. Most people say, "Oh, it's just a game." Goodness gracious, know your limit, play your limit, and leave. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If only it was so simple to do that. It's not. It's addictive. You know, it's it's a it's a terrible thing. And it shouldn't be, oh no, it shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. No. In fact, why do we have places that exist that's supposed to be places of entertainment, but yet we have to warn people, enter at your own risk? Because if you don't leave right at that door, right at the door, that's your last warning. That's one thing I noticed about the casino. Your last warning is right at the door as you getting ready to hit that main entrance. It's that one last sign there that says play responsible. No, the only way to play responsible is don't play at all. Don't play at all. Don't play at all. If you may even have a little part of something that you can get it, if you like, say you have a favorite meal or something and you like to overindulge in little stuff like that, gambling, don't even start it. Because if you can overindulge in a cupcake, a slice of cake, a simple drink, you definitely gonna overindulge in that gambling thing. You know, too many people right now going through it, losing everything. They losing homes, houses, life savings. A lot of suicides going on today, behind gambling, because people lost it all and don't know how to come from it. CIA is still doing MK Ultra projects. They're gonna continue to do that, but they also doing them letting the people walk amongst us now. The people that's not people are really walking amongst us now. And the CIA, CIA know them, help design them. Hell, if you somebody of status, you might want to be careful who you talking to. Because some of the very people who you think you talking to, some of the very people you think you think you can recognize, it may don't even be them at that time. Some of the very people you think you know their voice on the telephone, and just because you can see their phone number, it's not them. There's another reason why I stay in the house. Because a lot of phonies out there. A lot of illusions. That's what it is. It's a lot of illusions out there right now. I mean, the illusions so for real out there right now. Government has one person they have been watching their whole life. And who is that? Diana. Nah, they watching everybody now. And what are they watching for? It's like, what is they looking for? They done had us blind all these times. So now they pulling on, how do you say this? They telling on their own selves. Because the one thing we people want to know is what they watching for. That's what normal people want to know. What is they watching me for? So they making normal people like me every day get curious of what they looking for. Every day. Now they gonna mess around and light up the wrong person curiosity. Some people are special and yeah, that's true. Yes, they do. Like some people can really dream and see things and God really do talk to some people. But he been doing that. What right do that still give them to spy on everything and do all that? Like, let's take these flock cameras for instance. Wow, we can't even now drive to the store and bite. You just think about it. You might be driving down a long highway or something. You might need to pull over and can't make it to the next establishment or something. You might need to pull over, go in the bushes and relieve yourself. Ain't nothing private no more. Nothing. Nothing is private. That's why I'm about deciding to become a 24-hour screamer. At least if I'm gonna have all the big brother and everybody watching me, at least I can uh gain compensation or something for it. But man, it's expensive to become a screamer. The damn encoder runs like almost $2,000. Yeah, watch it because the person is here to change the BS. Yeah, but they don't want to change. They'll say all day on the TVs they want to change. They don't want a real change. I ask myself all the time, why can't just a few preachers had got together when they very first came out with that rainbow stuff. I'm gonna use that for example. When they first came out with that rainbow being for the LGB community stuff, why couldn't they just stop that right then and there? Like, why couldn't the leaders of the church, the leaders of all that world, why can't they just come out and say, listen, we don't have a problem with any of the LGBTQ stuff, but our rainbow belongs to the religion community, and leave it like that. Why couldn't they just came out and did that from the beginning? They come out and do everything else that they want to keep. No. And I really do believe in my heart that all these problems and stuff that we having is stemming from them letting them make mockery of the rainbow. I mean, goodness gracious, if we get into the beginning of the Bible, and that's why I decided not to read it without skipping any pages as my niche. I don't want to skip any pages. I mean, on my live at night here, I go and read the shorter books and stories just for night. But if you catch my readings in the day, all my Bible readings start exactly from the beginning, and I'm not skipping no pages. We still in Genesis. We just coming out from Judah and Tamar. If you go to my the beginning readings on my channel, because I wanted to stick to that, because I wanted the world to know, listen, this is where that rainbow come from. And that's been bothering me for years now. That's been bothering me for years about the way they made mockery of the rainbow. And some of the biggest markers stand up and put God name in their mouth. you know And to me, that's just symbolized a bunch of people who who've gotten away with so much of evil. Don't think God real. They don't think God real. So they will continue to do evil, and then try to use God to keep empathic people, or a person of compassion or beliefs, to try to keep us in check with the very stuff that they don't believe in, and make mockery of that. And yet they think they're going to stay in positions to lead that. And that's how I know that it's going to be a drastic change. And the change is going to come from not people involved in those entities, not people who agreed to any of that madness to let it get this far to begin with. None of those people is gonna change the change we need for the good. It won't be none of those people. It's gonna be people that has had to endure this, that has endured the sufferings. It's gonna be people that have endured it. That's all I can say. Because there's so many different types of suffering. It's just going to be the people who endured the sufferings, who had to sit there and stew it, who had to learn it, who had to learn what it felt like on both sides, on all sides of it, the good, the bad. It's those people who's going to change it. Because I don't see a person who's been benefiting from the false tales and stuff to do something about it. They don't even believe in it no more. But that's why we having these floods. That's why we having these fires. That's why we having all these situations with Mother Nature right now. Because I truly believe God making him some believers right now. He making him some believers. And they better not put no limit on what he could do, because his stuff is unlimited. He can do. He created me. He created you. He created birds. He created bees. He created trees. He created all these amazing things that we just see on a regular basis. And it's become common to us because we've seen it all our life. But that's some uncommon stuff. That's some amazing stuff. So if he did that, man, please imagine this comeback. And like I say, it's gonna be all the people who who don't think it's them. It's gonna be a lot of people who living in castles, who who's who's gathering the first fruits of the harvest. Who's those people about to learn God for real. They about to learn God real. You know, this person's power can't be matched. I'm sure it can't. It can't be. No witch or no warlock would be able to stand up to that. No witch, no warlock, no president, no general, no king, no queen gonna be able to stand up to the true Messiah. The true Messiah. Because let's just even look at this social media stuff even right now. You get on here, who is the most popular um belief servers? The psychics. They get on here and make up some stuff that ain't even in the Bible. Success. They get on here, they just tell us a bunch of, oh, I can see in the forecast. Oh, you finna win. No. They see everything in that forecast except for the true Messiah coming. And the whole thing is you ready for when he come? I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm ready for when God come. Cause when he get here, I hope everybody know that's Judgment Day. That's not. That's not. Oh, happy go lucky day. See, a lot of people getting away with their ill doings every day. And truthfully, I feel like this: the ones he don't favor, he let them get away with it every day. Cause he letting you dig your pit deeper and deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper and deeper. He letting you dig your pit. Just like he let Jezebel do herself. Just watched her do evil after evil. She thought she was getting away with all that stuff. But all it was doing was check out the tarot readers. You might be surprised. Tarot readers are doing a good job of telling what's going on with someone. This person. What you talking about, Willis? Who is the person that they talking about? They need to not. They need to. They need to be. They talking about God. They talking about God Himself. Who is they talking about? Is this guy a fellow? This guy must be a fellow. The collective. Wait, you the collective? Is you the collective? Wait, wait. Hmm. The chosen one. Is you the chosen? Because it's many chosen. It's way more than one chosen. And when I say it's way more than one chosen, because they all support each other in some kind of, and it's so funny because they can recognize one another. When they come in contact with one another, they recognize each other. And it may be a brief, because when two come into contact, it's usually because one needs a uplift or something just to carry on. Just they're just passing, because is but usually when they connect, it's because one needs a tool, a lift up, or something just to carry on with, to as they're getting to their purposes. Now I know I can't be one, because I'm stuck. I know I can't be one. I am stuck. Would you be surprised? No, I probably wouldn't be. I probably wouldn't be surprised at all. Are sealed and talking. They're the tarot card. They're the preparers. They're preparing the opening for it. Yeah, truthfully, they are. And that's why they all telling the same story. They all say the same story now. They all tell a similar story. Hell, even the government plant some of those readers out there to tell a story for the person or the collective person or whoever to view it. The government, the aliens, everybody is on their head. Yes, aliens. Some are different, depends on who's reading and who there with them. Right. But for the most part, they all be saying about the same. All right, ET, it's real aliens out here. And they again, the reptiles, they really out here. You got to remember, we in three different worlds. This earth has three different worlds on it right now. Let's be for real. We got the air creatures. They have a whole world there. The earth creatures, we have a whole world here on earth. And then the water creatures. That's three worlds in one. You just ET. Need the phone to go home? You need the phone to go home? Because they out here already. Shapeshifters, demons. But if I can mention all that, I cannot leave out the angels of the Lord. For they are here too. Yeah. I seen it. I think I seen something before too, because I won't never forget. I seen this person. They always used to wear like shirts that covered all this part, right? And all this looked it normal. All like from their head up looked it normal. Like their shirts, they would wear a shoulder, like just to cover the basic parts, right? Till one day I messed around and I seen that person. They took off their shirt, not knowing that somebody was viewing, and their whole body was like, I don't know, like reptile skin. Like I've never seen those stuff like that before, but that's how I know reptiles for real. I seen one. Haven't we all seen a lot? But I viewed a real reptile, I seen a real reptile person. But then I seen a lot. You're right, yes. That wouldn't be the first unnatural thing I've probably seen in life, but I'm sure we all done seen something unnatural at one point in time, right? Yeah. Especially in these days and times. Like literally, you see more witches, more warlocks than you see of people are good. You see more witches and warlocks than you see of people are good these days. You seeing more people. Funny. You wasn't scared when you seen him. Nah, why would I be? Reptile. Gotta mess you up at me. I gotta messing people up at me. Now listen, I'm not saying I'm because he done that. He let me go through my stuff. He let me go through my stuff now. He let me go through a lot of stuff. But I believe it was just to gain wisdom. Because with all the stuff I done went through, guess what I know? He ain't let nobody put their hands on me. I didn't see too much. He ain't let nobody do too much now. He might let you do a little bit just so that I can either gain some kind of awakening, some kind of acknowledgement. But once I gain what's what it really is, he ain't letting you do nothing to me. I'm not afraid of humans. I'm not afraid of not one human being on this earth. I don't care how big, how powerful. No, I'm not afraid. And I'm not no fighter. I'm not saying I'm no big bad wolf and all of this and all of that. However, I've seen my God work enough that as you come by, then you come messing with me like you want to. Come with that like you want to. Um, I know the warrior him. No, that's what I'm so. That's good too. Yeah, that's what I know. He don't play by me, baby. That's why I can't get away with a lot of stuff. Every time I try to do stuff, I can't even get away with it. No, it's imagine being a person that come from a place where you see everybody do all the messed up shit and gain profits and all kind of stuff into it and stuff. The minute I ever tried to do something terrible, bad or something, guess what I know? He don't play with me. I get stopped right in my tracks. Mm-hmm. See, but that's favor. Not that, at least that's the way I see it. A lot of people think favor is being allowed to do evils all their life. No, that's actually him saying, not even worried about you. You gonna pay for it when it's time to pay for it. Oh, that's your friend. No, not a friend. Acquaintance? Oh, is you the them people? You one of them seekers? You one of them seekers seeking out, looking for the who got the power? Well, I don't have it, my friend. You're in the wrong spot. I'm just a, a um a theorist. I just talk off of theories. Almost anything that I've talked about, it's come off of these YouTube theories. Come right off of these YouTube theories, and solely that's just it. No, but that's why I really wanted to make my niche be about the Bible, because I want to see some truth at. No, Tim and I was in a night template building when I was a child. Where was you raised as a child, if you don't mind me asking? Was it America? Part of what part of America? Tennessee. Buckeye State. What's Buckeye State? Don't tell me I find that. Boy, I tell you what, uh, Ohio. Mm-hmm. The Ohio Buckeye, huh? The tree, the nut, and the campaign. Now, which one of them you falling from? The tree, the fruit, or the campaign? Hmm. Mascot trees. Hmm. Don't you just love this new technology? I tell you, friend. It's not nothing you cannot type in and research. But then again, these are gonna be the see, man, technology, the change of technology is gonna help so many people already in the hand anyway. That invention is helping so many people right now, today. Oh my goodness, we've been on here for over 2 hours now. So with that said, I've got to go. But I always enjoy these late night, up night reads and convos. And I hope to see you back for the next one. In the meantime, I'm gonna do some research on Ohio and find out where that place that you saying, if that's where you was at as a kid. And I bet I'm guaranteed to tell you next time that I come back, I'll be able to tell you where it was. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good night. See y'all next time.